Hey, what's up guys? My name is Joe. Cool. So this is a brief story about how the BluMaan product came about, kind of the start from beginning to end, a little bit more information about the product and how we collectively pitched in ideas to make this product happen. So I started out my channel, and it was a very normal channel obviously to start out with, kind of just using the same products that everyone else is using. Some products did certain things pretty well, but a lot of people had a lot of different issues with their hair, including me. So during the time when I started my channel, I was working at a toy store called Doodle Hopper, which is a pretty cool name. So while I was there, I was doing your normal everyday general work, including cleaning up toys or helping customers, different toy options and stuff like that. But while I was doing this task, obviously I was into hair, so I would have to go to the bathroom like every hour or every 2 hours or whatnot and have to fix my hair and put it back into place, because I was really like, you fell out of place, need to get you back into place. And it was kind of like something always in the back of my head while I was doing other stuff, is trying to always make sure my hair looked fine. So I began thinking of like new ways of how can I take control of what I want my hair to do. I've seen how these different products work, but what if I could do it myself and be in complete, control of what I want to have happen done to my hair. So not only me, but also just reading through people's comments on my videos and whatnot, I found out that tons of people have all sorts of different problems with the different products that they're using. So common problems included things like your hair won't stay up all day after styling it, or the product is too heavy and it weighs it down. Just general common hairstyling problems like that. So because of all these issues that people were experiencing, including myself, I began fantasizing on the possibility of starting my own line one day. And this was much more just kind of in my head, like how cool would it be if I had the chance to provide a product that was different, that worked differently to those that exist right now. But at the time, this was more of a fantasy than something that I thought could actually happen, because I had no idea actually how to make a hair product or the steps that I needed in order to go down that path. So it was a lot more fantasy and just kind of a general, yeah, that would be cool, than thinking that I could actually make it happen. So then Ben hit me up. Oh, I thought you were going to sing or something.
No, I'm not going to sing because it's a bit pretentious.
Okay, it's fine.
So I hit Joe up about turning BluMaan into more of a community, instead of making it just about Joe, or even Joe and I, making it more about everybody. So all these smart people that watch the channel could have a part in it. And that was really well covered in last week's video.
Yeah, so we've already made a complete video about why Ben even exists.
Which came up before this one.
Yeah, so if you didn't see that, we'll leave it in the description down below. But anyways, so that's why Ben hit me up originally, to turn BluMaan into this big community.
Originally?
Oh. So while Ben and I were working on coming up with the idea for the BluMaan discussion, which exists now, obviously, the more that I got to know Ben, the more that I realized the sets of skills that he had and the sets of skills that I had were very different, but they worked really well together. So I introduced the idea of making a hair product line to Ben.
Which I thought was pretty cool, because we both realized that we had different problems with our hair and the products that were out there, so we said, why not try and create something that works for our hair?
Yeah. So because of the combination of So the combination of skills and the fact that we're both passionate for hair worked really well together to actually turn my fantasy of having a hair product line into the beginning of a reality.
So we realized though that if we had different skills that would work really well for the project, maybe everybody would. And we have our own hair problems. We bet that the entire community has problems as well. So what we did was we started asking questions to the community and made that video, Let's Make a Hair Wax, to see what can we all come up with together. If everyone pulls all their collective hair knowledge together, how good can we make this?
Really good. Good! So people kept saying things like they hope to see a product with high hold, but that's super lightweight, or that lasts all day but remains pliable, and different terms that sound like they could be like opposing or an opposite to one another.
Or impossible.
or just generally impossible. But we're like, you know what, we want to make it happen, and then therefore we started working on it.
So right off the bat, we hired 3 different laboratories to immediately begin work on this seemingly impossible task that all of us have come up with. So we hired 1 in China and 2 in the US.
And that means 3 altogether.
3 altogether so far. And the 1 in China worked on it for a while, and they just pretty much were like, no, this is impossible, we're done.
China was like, don't know how to do it. we quit.
Some people said they wanted a 100% natural product. We were like, that'd be so cool if we get a 100% natural product. One of the labs that we started working with specialize in making 100% natural products. So they
so they went to work. So we're like, yeah, 100% natural. They went to work and they brought us back what is best described as like the thickest mud you've ever seen, like dried up mud. You can't take it out with your finger.
You couldn't. You needed a knife to like.
You needed a knife to chisel pieces out of the jar.
And the other U.S. company didn't work out either. So they were good, but they weren't great. And we're here to do something that is revolutionary. Everybody kept working. Everyone kept doing as much as they could. And we actually hired 2 more laboratories. So that's 5 in total, and sometimes China, but they bailed partway through. Of the 5 labs though, one of them started quickly rising above the rest. We were pretty shocked at the quality that was coming out of this one lab. As time went on, we started to realize that it turns out that 80% of my favorite products were actually all made by this one guy. And we didn't know this until a bit later, but it turns out that we inadvertently hired the best chemist in the world. So they kept working and working, and the products got better and better until finally they came back with what I think is probably the best product I've ever seen come from that chemist at that lab. It's really pretty spectacular, and it ticks all the boxes that everybody asked for.
Yeah, so we've handed it out to a few people, and everyone have gotten back to us saying that it's lasted at least all day.
At least all day.
Yeah, it's lasted at least all day. It's been pliable the whole day. It's lightweight.
I've actually got it in my hair right now.
We both got it in.
We both got
it in as well.
And you can see that this, like, it'll stand straight up if I make it. And lastly, it's really good for your hair too. We work as many natural ingredients as possible. So we really try to make it 100% natural, then we work backward and added a few additionals. So it's almost all natural. It's mostly made out of like lanolin and beeswax and extracts from plants.
So we worked as much organic ingredients as we could, and we can definitely call it a natural-based product.
Yeah, because it's mostly natural, and it smells and looks and feels very natural.
It smells really nice.
Yeah, so that's where we've gotten up to at this point, and right now we're in the final development of the product. We are getting that kind of cranked out so we can get some people's hands on it and whatnot. And we have a lot more specific product information coming out in some videos in the future. Is that right?
Yeah, and that'll just kind of show you guys what it really does, and seeing as everyone's put their feedback in, we'll do some demos and show you what it can do now.
Yeah, so thank you guys for taking your time to listen to our story, just kind of everyone's story really.
Yeah, and learning about the story that we've all been part of, because we've all been part of the story, but this is sort of the behind the scenes.
Yeah, this is behind the scenes, and now we're putting it up front so you guys can know exactly what's been happening over these past months ever since we started. So thank you guys for watching, and Ben and I are out.